Hello, everyone. Hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where in the world you are coming in from. I am Dr. Janet Roark. I am a veterinarian in Central Texas, for those of you that don't know me, and I love teaching people about animals and keeping them healthy in a more natural way. If you're hopping on live today and you can hear me and see me, please let me know by commenting in the chat and let me know where you're calling in from. I guess coming here from where you're at right now. Tell me that. Tell me where you're at right now and what essential oil you're using today. If it's more than one, you can put more than one. I probably should have put on some focus oils right now because I'm all over the place. I had a really fun day today. I took my main guy, Mac, that guy up there, that little picture, you can't really see it very good. But to a new place. We went to, it's a place called Crossgate in Bandera, Texas. If you're in Texas, you might know where that is. And it's about an hour 45 minutes, 2 hours away from here. And we took a group of young horses. Mac's not young; he was kind of the babysitter, but he lost a shoe this morning, so we didn't get to do it quite as much as I wanted to. But we did a little cross country schooling, which we don't usually do cross country. We play with it a little bit, but he really loves it, and he was super great. But we were gone for a long time. We woke up pretty early. We were gone for a long time, and I got back in time to do my lives though. So, and then the other really cool thing that happened is my baby horse JJ, who's only 4. I convinced my trainer to take him and ride him. So I got to see her ride him all day and do these really challenging things that he really kind of showed up for. And I'm just really, really proud of him. And all there's a lot of the college girls that came that ride at Texas State, or, ride at our barn and maybe go to school there, or kind of that age range. And a couple of us oldies, oldies but goodies there. And we just had a blast. We had so much fun. Everybody was so good. Nobody fell off. We got to gallop through the water. It was just really a lot of fun. So anyways, I'm a little tired from that though, because being out, it was pretty cold this morning today, pretty chilly, and literally just got back in time to come to these lives. So we did have a couple of questions posted. So if you have a question and you're on live, post your question in the comments section of this video and I will try to answer them. Hi, Carol. Awesome. I'm assuming you can hear me okay. Okay, so we do have a couple of posted questions from earlier. So Kim said, hi, Dr. Janet. What oil will help calm my kitty at night so we can all rest and keep him from play biting? Ooh, and the safest way to apply it since he's so small. He sleeps on my neck and purrs loudly. So what can work really well, Kim, is actually putting some oils on yourself and acting as like a diffuser for your kitty. You can definitely diffuse some calming oils like our calming blend, Serenity. We have some, Roman chamomile, lavender, vetiver even. Cats really like spikenard. It's extremely calming to them. Remember, that's in the valerian family. So that's a really good option. The other thing I really like for these little bitty guys is the Kids Calmer blend. So it's a really, really diluted blend of some of those oils I just mentioned, lavender, Roman chamomile, and some others. And you can actually just roll a little bit of that. Let me grab a roller bottle. I'll show you. So what you can do is you can actually take the Calmer roller bottle. This is not Calmer, but take the Calmer roller bottle, roll it on your finger, just your first finger, and rub your finger and thumb together like that. And then rub the tips of their ears. So the very tips of the ears. So just a teeny tiny bit of that super diluted oil. And right before bedtime, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Definitely let me know if it works for you. And with the play biting, especially if that's just at night, he's pouncing on the things to pounce on in underneath the sheets, right? So like usually your feet. And it's very startling if it wakes up in the middle of the night. It's not fun for anybody. But discouraging the biting, a lot of that is age related with teething and things like that. So they tend to grow out of that. So not anything to worry too much about. But some calming oils diffused, and then that calmer blend on the ear tips can make a really big difference. And if you want to make him like his own dedicated little roller bottle, you can do calmer with like 2 drops of that spikenard in there and mix it together and use that. Okay. Kathy Swafford says, should dogs have a break from oils on a regular basis? This is a great question because just like with people, you know how we kind of get used to certain smells so we don't even notice them anymore. We become nose blind to them. We can become nose blind to things like bad smells, but we can also get nose blind to things like good smells if we diffuse it every day, that sort of thing. And so if you're diffusing, I do recommend rotating what you're diffusing. Unless you have something that's working really, really well and it's still working, then you can continue to use it. Some dogs really like certain smells. And so not as big of a deal for topical or internal use. Definitely not a big deal at all for internal use. So I actually have some dogs that, because of what's going on with their health, they're on certain internal oils every single day for years and years and years and years. Okay. We're talking like 9-10 years at this point that I've had these dogs taking these oils and internally, and it's very effective. They don't lose effectiveness. But when we're talking about diffused and the olfactory system specifically, and how it acts on the limbic system and how something smells, the oils will still work. It's not like they won't work, but they just might not have that immediate emotional or behavioral benefit that we're looking for those particular situations. For physical stuff, you don't have to worry about it as much. And for internal use, you don't have to worry about it as much. It's mainly for diffusion that we worry about that. We don't even worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it too much at all. But as far as like, so there, so there's 3 different ways you can apply oils, right? Diffused or aromatic, topically, and internal. For internal, they don't necessarily need a break at all. Topical, the break is, if only applying it once a day or twice a day, is still long enough of a break. Diffusing, if you're diffusing like 24/7 all the time, choose an essential oil diffuser that has an intermittent setting, or let it rest for 2 hours before you refill it. I don't know anybody that has them going 24/7 all the time, just because it does take, they kind of run out and you're not like right there that second to refill it usually. But rotating the oils can be really beneficial in that regard. So maybe a little bit more than what you were asking. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I do. I answer all the questions 10 times more than what you ever ask. Okay. Our next question is from Kitty. Kitty asks, is Shinrin Yoku safe for cats and dogs to be around? My answer to that is, not only is it safe, it's incredibly beneficial, especially for our dogs and cats that are indoor dogs and cats. Dogs and cats that are living outside obviously is less of an issue because you're probably diffusing inside, but they're outside, so they're actually grounding all the time with the earth, and they're in nature all the time on a regular basis. And dogs, especially if you live in the city, a lot of times they don't even get to walk on grass. I went to Portugal last summer, and there were a lot of dogs in the city that we were staying in, and there was no grass anywhere. It was a beach town. There was no grass there. They wouldn't even, and they don't really like allow. I guess they allow the dogs on the beach, but most of the time they were just walking around in the streets and on the concrete and on the bricks and things like that. And they're maybe a little bit of dirt here and there, but mostly they were just going to the bathroom in the streets and things like that, just because of the way the city was set up. and they were cleaning up after them and stuff like that. But I'm just like, these dogs never actually connect with the earth. And Shinrin Yoku, that particular blend, is really about getting back to nature and telling our brains that it's just basically like reconnecting with the earth, and extremely calming, extremely grounding, and kind of getting and kind of reflective for us. Actually, it's pretty an amazing blend. But it helps, our bodies are under stress when we don't actually get to be in nature as often as we would like, or as often as our bodies really need. And that is the same with cats and dogs. And so if our dogs and cats are inside all the time, they're not getting in nature at all. Or if they are, it's just a small fraction of the day, for a little 20-minute walk a day, every day or whatever. And so it can really benefit them. It can benefit that part of the brain that really needs to connect with nature, because it has the same constituents in it as the forest bathing in Japan that people do. And it's pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. So not only is it safe, it is absolutely beneficial for them as well, especially diffused. Our last question that was pre-posted was from Charlene. Can essential oils be mixed with ACV? If you don't know what ACV is, it stands for apple cider vinegar. And the answer is yes, it can be mixed with apple cider vinegar. However, it doesn't actually disperse in the apple cider vinegar. Vinegar is not a dispersant for oils or an emulsifier. So you want to add a little bit of oil to that if you're using it as a carrier, or at least shake it up really well, because it won't actually mix within that particular solution. But yes, you can use essential oils and apple cider vinegar together. Actually super beneficial. It's actually in my fly spray. You're welcome, Kitty. Awesome. I'm so glad I was able to answer some of your questions today and tell you a little story as well. I hope you guys have an amazing week. If you missed the allergy webinar in the Essential Oil Vet membership, if you're not a member yet, join. You can watch the replay. It was so good on Friday night. We had over 50 people show up live for that, ask some great questions. It's an amazing training. If you have an animal that suffers from allergies, you'll learn a little bit about why, and then get some tools to be able to help support them through that, as well as talking about diet and some other things that you might want to address, one thing at a time for that particular condition. The other thing that we did this past weekend was the complete canine wellness workshop. I'm thinking about offering that on demand. So if that's something that you would be interested in, if you missed it, obviously if you were there, you know how awesome it was. But we might offer that as kind of like a one-time on-demand thing for a little bit, since we're definitely not going to be running it again this year. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in the comments. And I hope you guys have an amazing week. And I will not get to see you next week, so it'll be a couple weeks before I see you again. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.